Hi, this is Gwen Peterson. I'm a certified health coach, and I wanted to make a video about your coach. So I have people reach out to me all the time going, oh my gosh, my coach this or my coach this, and they feel like they need a better coach. Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of a secret to tell you what my answer is when people reach out to me frustrated with their coach. Guess who your coach really is? Boom, Dr. A. All the information you really need to know is in this book, okay? And who better to have coaching you than Dr. A? So I'm going to teach you how to use the resources because as coaches, we are just your guide, but Dr. A is who's going to educate you, and who better to have your one-on-one coach be than Dr. A. So I'll tell you how I start my clients because you'll realize that what I do, you can do whether or not I am your coach. So step one, let's say we ordered your food right now, tonight. Then I would say, okay, next step is I'm going to add you into our client support group. We're going to give you some messages to read through. And then what I want you to do is download the book, Never Binge Again, on Audible. Don't buy the hard copy and don't get the free PDF because I want people to get through chapter 5 or 6 before their food arrives in a week. So they're not going to be able to carve out 8 hours to read a book. But if they take the Audible and flip it on every time they get in the car, they're doing the dishes, doing the laundry, you're easily going to get through chapter 5 or 6 before your food arrives. Now, here's another little tip that is a little sad to think about, but this is most of our mornings. When you wake up, you roll out of bed, you grab your phone, that phone will go with you to the bathroom, out into the kitchen to go get breakfast, back into the bathroom to get in the shower or the bath or whatever. And that phone is trailing you easily for the first 30 minutes of the day. So what if you flipped on Never Binge Again and got 20 or 30 minutes in every single day, first thing in the morning? Watch out. You'll be through that at least chapter 5 or 6 before your food arrives, okay? So then when your food arrives, I then ask the client to do 2 things. Obviously, we walk through exactly how to do the program, and way down in my messages, one of my most popular videos is the Journey Kickoff video. Go watch that video. If you feel like you need a little more information, that will give you exactly what you need to know. Then, during the first week, I ask them to finish Never Binge Again, and then also what I want them to do is to start working in the life book. Put this on your nightstand, and every single night, if you just work on this for 5 minutes a night, you will get through it in a year. This is not meant to be powered through. This is meant to be really teaching you lifelong habits of health about yourself. And so that's why we want you to really take 5 to 10 minutes a night and slowly work through this. You didn't get where you were in 2 months. You're not going to get into a healthy place in 2 months from now. That's why this is meant to take you a year. And then what I love is this book, as you're answering questions about yourself, it has you read sections of this book to know how to answer specific questions. That's why they come together. So don't worry about trying to hammer through this at the beginning, because if you're working in the life book, it will get you into a lot of this. So, like I said, week 1, you're finishing Never Binge Again, and you're spending 5 minutes a night in this, okay? Then when I do the week 1, what I call a systems check or a tip call, where I get on a Zoom with my clients to make sure they have everything dialed in correctly. From all my other videos you've seen, are they eating every 3 hours? Are they weighing out their meat? Are they getting the correct healthy fat? Are they getting the 3 greens, etc.? And are they drinking enough water and getting enough electrolytes? And are they going crazy at the gym? Because that gets to not be happening in week 1. That's what the week 1 is. Then at that point, hopefully they're through Never Binge Again, and they're normally going to be through at least 20 pages of this book so far, and they've learned a lot about themselves. Then, as you've seen in my other videos, I talk about 90 meetings in 90 days because we know that sugar hits the same pleasure sensors in the brain as heroin and alcohol. He talks about this in this book, you guys. So again, I learned what he coached me. So a lot of what I know is from these books, the old version of it, and of course now the new version. So what he talks about is how sugar hits the same pleasure sensors in the brain as heroin and alcohol. So we get to treat this what it really is, sugar addiction. So when you go to AA, they say 90 meetings in 90 days because they know that this is not a 21-day habit that we are trying to overcome. It is a legitimate sugar addiction. That's why this is meant to take a year and you slowly retrain the brain. So what I suggest to my clients now that they're at the end of week 1, they've normally had a good loss, they've normally lost some good inches. Then at that point, I say, you're now in the trenches, 90 meetings in 90 days. We don't have meetings, but we have podcasts. And so does Glenn Livingston with Never Binge Again. So what I love is every morning, because that phone's trailing you around, if you just flip it on right when you roll out of bed and toggle between our Habits of Health podcasts. So basically what the podcasts are is going through every single one of the elements. So you will learn the content by listening anyway. This is not on Audible, but go figure, all the podcasts are talking about the content. So if you toggle every day between the Optavia podcasts and the Never Binge Again Glenn Livingston podcast, your brain will literally be completely different in 90 days. They've actually proven that if you do all the mental component and you go into an MRI on day 1 and you go into an MRI on day 90, your neural pathways toward your triggers and your addiction will actually be different. Isn't that what you want for your future? So let me ask you, if you feel like you're not getting what you need from your coach, what do you really need that they're not giving you? You have Dr. A, you have your life book, you also have the podcasts, and everything you need to know between this and the guidebook is all there for you. And then the coach should also have a client support group. And then there are so many amazing recipes on Sandy's Kitchen Adventures. You can go follow the Optavia Facebook page. There are so many resources out there that when people are complaining about their coach to me, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Are you working with all the resources you have? Because until you're doing the resources, you're not doing the program. So it doesn't matter if you had me as a coach or Dr. A, you had his cell phone and you were calling, he was checking in with you every week. It's not about the coach, it's about the tools. Because trust me, if Dr. A was your coach and you were complaining that you don't know how to do the lean and green, he'd be like, do you have the guidebook? Can you read? I mean, I don't know if he'd say that way, but it's like, and do you know how to follow the Optavia page? Do you know Sandy's Kitchen Adventures? It's not rocket science to do our program. 5 fuelings, spaced out every 2.5 to 3 hours, the lean, the green, the fat, per the guidebook, and at least 64 ounces of water. That's the program. There's nothing else to know except for the mental component. And that's why we stress these books and why I also like to incorporate Never Binge Again, because I know between these and that book, your brain will have exactly what it needs for success. You have the guidebook that talks you through the lean and green, and the other 2 tools that I talk about in my other video, the Journey Kickoff, is print out the Optavia Condiment Guide. Just go to Google, Optavia Condiment Guide and Optavia Vegetarian Guide, and between that and the guidebook, you have all the information you need to know. And guess what? If you're struggling, a lot of times it's a lot easier to do this with a friend. So most of us are, professional dieters. Most of us have done diets with friends. The science of this works. It's just the science of blood sugar balance, but I guarantee you've never done a program that has this stuff. So reach out to a couple friends and say, look, I'm looking for an accountability buddy. It's a program that's basic nutrition, just like every nutritionist and dietitian saying to eat. 6 small balanced meals a day. 5 of them are done for you, makes life easy. And the best part about it, it's only $15 a day for 5 of our meals. And if you try to eat balanced out of the grocery store and make all 6 meals, you're easily spending $16, $17 a day. So our food is done easier for you and cheaper for you than what you could do it out of the grocery store. So if you're really struggling, think about what friend you can bring along for the journey, because one of my coaches says it beautifully. If you're in a bus and you're having a rough weekend, you might consider driving it off the cliff and letting a tow truck pull you back up on Monday. But if you have a few friends in the bus, you're going to be less apt to drive the bus off the cliff over the weekend when other people are depending on you for their safety. That's why us coaches are always suggesting what friends are asking. Who can you bring along for the journey? Because when you have people in your bus, you're going to be more successful. So comment below on what you think of this, the way I start clients with Never Binge Again, working in the life book 5 to 10 minutes every day, and then really working on that mental component every single day for 90 days. Because guys, that's the money on this. That is what is going to change your long-term health and wellness if you do the mental part. And trust me, I have so many successful clients, and you want to know what? It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with them being willing to do the work it takes to change their brain. And let me tell you, my clients, yeah, of course they have questions and things like that, but they realize it's not rocket science. It's just 5 and 1 and water and this. And when you do that, you stay the course and you do amazing. So I hope this helped you figure out what your next steps are with your health and wellness journey. And if you're yo-yoing and struggling, or you're placing blame on your coach, that maybe your coach is not the right answer for you, Dr. A is the right answer for you. He's the right answer for all of us. So get to work and take accountability for everything you're putting in your mouth, because these are the keys to your success, not the coach. The coach is just the guide. And you know what? I have met people who have lost 100 pounds without a coach, because that before all of this came along, they didn't have a coach, but because they wanted it bad enough, they did the work even though the coach wasn't present. So what do you want? How bad do you want it? Who do you want it for? Most of us moms, it's for our kids, because we can't do what we want to do with our kids when we don't have energy. We can't fit in roller coaster rides, all of those kind of things. So comment below what your why is and why you want this for yourself. And also, I'd love to hear, if you've watched all these videos, have you already listened to Never Binge Again? Comment below. I'd love to hear. Have you worked in the life book and the habits of health book? How many of my videos have you watched and not done what I've said? If that's you, take a systems check with yourself and decide what you really want and how bad you want it. Because if you're not doing the things I've suggested, it has nothing to do with the coach. You get to make the decision to make the shift of your health. Pivot. It's never too late to start again on day one. But if you keep having day ones over and over and over again, I know it's because you're not doing this, and you probably hasn't listened to Never Binge Again. So please comment below if this helped you, where you are in the life book, if you've listened to Never Binge Again, and where you are on the mental journey. Because trust me, you're spending a lot of time on the physical journey, but that doesn't last if you don't work on the mental journey. So please comment below. Let me know what other videos you'd like me to make, because I'm just bringing up content as I hear the feedback from people. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.